What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Big E Smallz podcast. I am here with my co-host Eli. I am Ray. Once again, like I said before in our last episode, EJ is not going to be here for this episode again. We will be expecting him for the next episode, but homie's a little busy. His schedule got a little tight, and we truly back everything that EJ is doing. So finish what you got to do, EJ. I know you got a lot on your hands right now. We'll be patiently waiting for you. You already know it's much love here.
Yeah,
But we got
boy.
you, man. We got you. Always, first and foremost, like the video if you enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And hit that notification bell so you never miss a hit. And we are going to get into, now that it's been a couple of days,
Yeah.
going to get into a very, I guess, depressing subject.
Disappointing.
Disappointing. That's probably the best word. But our FIBA USA men's basketball team.
Yeah.
Man, we made, if you remember, we did drop an episode a few months ago in regards to this team, in regards to the roster, what each of us was expecting.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy because I feel like all of us were right and like correct and incorrect at certain points of like the tournament, you know?
Yeah.
For myself, I spoke that I didn't really had faith in the roster. Like, it just looked like this wasn't a FIBA winning roster. Even though they had great coaches, they ended up making me eat my words because once the tournament started, they really was just going through the teams, right?
Yeah.
But then it kind of made it full circle and made me seem like I was correct because the last few games.
Yeah. And I think the concerns were just, hey, do we have enough to guard the big man and be able to defend the interior? And I think that's what kind of cost that game against Germany was that interior defense. Don't get me wrong. AR, my boy, he's a hooper. He's a go-getter. But to have him down there and to get him to do that every game, it's hard. Like, he's 6'5", probably like a $190, going against someone who's 6'11", 280.
And doing his thing, man.
And he's doing his thing on both ends. Like, I just
along
feel like,
with Ant-Man, yo. Shout out to Ant-Man as well.
Facts. I just feel like it's hard when you got to go ahead and do that on a nightly basis. And against Germany, who they were, every time the ball swung, they were going at AR every time they got a chance. And I don't care what you do defensively, being the best defender, if someone who is taller, stronger than you, and can move his feet at the post, they're going to win every time. It doesn't matter what you do defensively.
It's tough because, all right, so we lose to Germany, which ends up being the champions out of all. Shout out to Germany.
Word.
Your first FIBA World Champ, I think it's called, right? FIBA World Championship. Yeah, that's... The whole world is also a touchy subject. The whole title World Championship is a touchy subject. But shout out to you guys. You guys won your first.
Facts.
Shout out to the MVP, Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
Is he still in the Lakers?
No, got rid of him.
Yeah, y'all probably messed. I mean, well, that wasn't them, right? It was Dennis looking for money, and he went to Boston for like, I think that's what it was, or not even. No, I think he went for less at Boston. Whatever the case may be. Should have stayed with the Lakers.
Yeah.
The Lakers definitely would have appreciated it. Maybe could have helped us. I'm going to say us because I root for LeBron James. Maybe could have helped us beat Denver this year. Who knows? But you showed out. You showed out this whole tournament. MVP. Every game you were locked in and on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
Homie was playing defense and he was scoring. He was a bucket, you know? And it's not just him. I know he's the MVP, but I was watching a few of these Germany games.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Those boys were locked in.
Yeah.
Those boys made Dirk happy. Made Dirk happy.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just crazy to me though because I didn't really like the roster. Like I said, started the tournament, I didn't like it. But they started showing promise. What I started realizing though, it's like, okay, Ant-Man is starting to come out, showing out. You know, and I think it's now because of this, I'm going to believe. I'm a believer, man. I think you're going to have a breakout NBA season. Like, he's going to show up. AR, even though he's been gradually getting better in the NBA, again, another person that balled out. And I think, again, someone else that this NBA season, he's going to be like, bro, y'all going to remember AR-15. Like, it's like, stop playing me just because of, my ethnicity or whatever the case may be. I'm him.
I'm gonna get that money.
Yeah, I play this.
Yeah.
Right? But then it's like, okay. Everybody was saying Jalen was the guy on this team. What happened to Jalen? You know? Shoot, what's boy's name from wow, I forgot. Talibert.
Burton, yeah.
You know, not saying that everybody was on him, but everybody had higher expectations of him.
Yeah.
Dude from Brooklyn, I forgot his name already. Homeboy with the
Yeah.
right. He had a few games very
Bridges.
promising. Bridges, excuse me. His shots was on. Disappear. You know what I'm saying? So it's like then on top of that, like you mentioned, very good point. We don't have, no offense to Portis or everybody else, we don't have solidified big men to go up against body banging big mans with Germany's big, Canada, because then we end up losing against Canada.
Yeah.
And now we're going home. Noah Lyles right now, just to make this even Noah Lyles looks correct. Now we're going home with no medal at all.
Yeah.
We lose out in the bronze game against Canada. And, I mean, again, that makes me look good because I even said it. I said Canada feels like they look a little... And unfortunately, you guys allowed Dylan Brooks scoring 39 points.
That is crazy.
Nah, that shouldn't be happening anyways. But again, it made me look good again, I'm saying again like 60 times, saying, yo, I think Canada's roster is better. I think they're going to lose to Canada. And look, it ends up happening. Yeah. I wish it didn't, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was just making an analysis a couple months ago, and I was hoping every time, you guys played, USA is going to break out. USA is going to show me that they're that. And there's a few games that weren't, but there was a lot of games that were closer than they should have been. And I'm like, this doesn't look right to me. And then now we're coming home with no merchandise.
Yeah. And you brought up the interior defense, and I like to elaborate on that in a sense that you had Jared Jack, who was named Defensive Player of the Year, and he was banging down low with those guys, and you could tell it just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And he's Defensive Player of the Year.
Correct.
For the NBA league.
Yeah.
And I talk about this because I love the big man position and the role. And that's why I feel like it's hard because you have Jared Jack, Defensive Player of the Year, but he's banging with those boys, and they're out here on the post, on the block, making moves. On a day and night basis, like, what guys in the NBA is Jared Jack getting posted up? How many times is he getting posted up a game? Not much.
Yeah,
we don't have many.
Especially now in the NBA.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for him to not see that, and then you go to FIBA and you get these guys who's got one or two moves in the block, and you not just got one, but you got two, good luck.
Yeah.
You know?
I do have a question in regards to that, the whole Jaren Jack, JJJ, Defensive Player of the Year. I got a question, because you're in this cast, right? You're the defensive-minded player between us three. Yeah. I'm still counting EJ, right? Before I get to that, though, I do want to put that whole scenario, though, I do want to put that on the coaches. We had a legendary... All right, let me not say legendary. We had a great coaching staff. Yeah. You're going to tell me out of all those coaches that we had the Eric Spoelstras. We had Steve Kerr at the head coach. Yeah. We had, what's homie's name? Oh, my gosh, I forgot his name. He won the chip in Cleveland. Now he's
Ty Lue?
Ty Lue. They have Ty Lue. They have all these boys, right? You're going to tell me you can't see our deficiencies. You can't see that Jaren Jack is on an island defensively. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, why can't we scheme through that? Or is it the personnel? What's the issue? Because I just feel like with the personnel we had, get it, the roster wasn't that promising, but we still had top-notch players, right? And then we have these coaches. Yeah.
I want to break down a little bit in a sense that I think they were... If you saw the schemes defensively, it was kind of like that Miami Heat, versatile zone defense. Mm-hmm. And you kind of have to run that. When you look at Miami, they don't have a necessarily, big, a center. Their center is Bam.
Yeah.
And Bam is undersized. So they go to those zone coverages. And it makes sense for this team that they put up. It makes sense. You got a bunch of guards. You got a big guards. And then you have your anchor in Jared Jack. So I get that you're running these schemes, but what happens is there's always a soft part of the zone, and when you're able to move the ball, you then switch and move your position. And if I can single out in your defensive scheme AR and really go to town, that's what you're gonna do. That's gonna be the game plan. It should have been switched.
Yeah.
You know, if you're seeing he's getting beatly Bruin down there, we got to fix it. We got to do something. We can't just leave him on an island and expect something different to happen. And I think that goes down to coaching. And from what I heard, Steve Kerr, the last 2 games, didn't coach as well as he should have from his peers. So I don't know if that has to do something defensively, like I'm saying, and offensively, who is he putting out there on the court? Because they were down 10 to Germany with 4 minutes, and it looked
up
like
10, I think.
Germany was up 10 with 4 minutes left, and I said, "Oh boy, this can go one or two ways."
Wait, were they? I thought you were saying it was like up 10.
No.
Oh,
it was Germany was because I looked at my phone.
Okay.
And Germany was up 10 with 4 minutes and like 40 seconds, and I'm like, this is gross. And then I promise you, it was 3 minutes and whatever seconds, and within just 2 minutes, because they called a timeout,
Yeah.
they were down by 2. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we're here. Maybe we got to stop. And couldn't get a stop. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you got to stop the ball and then score. And defensively, they couldn't do that.
They didn't do that. It's tough. It's tough. We wanted you boys, again, regardless of what the criticism that we had here, or support. We still wanted you boys to come out with gold.
Yeah.
Forget bronze. No. We wanted you guys with or silver. We wanted you guys with gold, man. But again, shout out to Germany. Shout out to Schroeder and those boys. What do you see in the near? Oh no! Wait. My question. My bad. Defensive player. Jaren Jack, right? I do think he's a high caliber defensive player.
Yeah.
If that's the right way to categorize him. Do you think, though, that didn't come out in the tournament because with Memphis, he's not the only person. Like he has other people around him that are kind of scrappy or play decent defense, which elevates his defense playing. Now with FIBA, no disrespect to any of them, a lot of them are probably not that high caliber defensive players, which leaves him in an island, and now he's not really
on his team. Because I felt like he had scrappy defenders, maybe not as like a Dylan Brooks. Mm-hmm. I hate him, so I don't even want to bring him up. Oh my God, the other guard on Memphis, but I just feel as a unit, but I think it comes down to play style.
You're talking about Desmond.
Desmond Bain, I just think it comes down to play style. Like we do a lot of run and gun, and we're attacking the centers as a guard. You're going for that mid range, or you're attacking the rim. So he does a really good job at doing that, being defensively being able to do that, and then being an anchor and a shot blocker. But my thing is, it doesn't translate to FIBA because they're not necessarily doing that.
Right.
They're using their big, pick and rolls, you got to defend, cool. But, all right, defend me in the post. And that comes down to what I'm going to keep repeating it, is like, he doesn't see that often. And when he does, he's getting guys that do this every night. I'm going to post you up. I'm going to go bang with you. Like, he's not seeing that. And I get it. He's not doing it often because he did have Adams, and he usually bangs with the centers.
Right.
So that's also another reason. So he's also not familiar, and he's out on an island because he's like, hey, I'm the only guy, and I really don't necessarily play the traditional center position.
Correct. Yeah, I think, you brought up a point with old Steve Adams things, because I feel like when you have your Dylan Brooks, your Steve Adams, your Desmond Bain, even Ja, right?
Yeah.
Dudes that they're going to close the gap. They're going to play scrappy defense. You could be probably a little bit more risky on the defensive end, which probably elevates his defensive play.
Yeah.
But now that you don't have that with FIBA, it's kind of like, so what do you expect from this team now?
I'm not going to go into the whole shenanigans with the, googly eye emoji.
Right.
AKA LeBron James.
I saw that.
Because we all know he's very cryptic with his emojis, pictures, text messages, Instagram posts? If so, we'll touch it. Would you like to see LeBron James, uh, Stephen Curry, KD, Booker, Kawhi? Would you like to see a last hurrah from them, from the old guys? Because that's the way I would look at it. Like, hey, we didn't send you our best, but let's send our old veterans, our old guys to one last hurrah. Let's get gold. Let's show that we still are
So
world champs, or we're gonna let our new guys kind of like develop and get there, and let them take the throne. Because we also talked about this. Because all these other teams yeah, they are catching up. We do have 2, 3 players that are top 5 in our league. So in the world, we're all evolving into playing this sport. Do I still think the U.S. still has the best basketball? 1,000%. I would like to see it one last time. I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to do. What are your thoughts on that?
damn. So I'm 50-50,
I know
right?
I threw a lot. I said a lot.
Yeah. I'm 50-50, and this portion of my 50-50, this is all I gotta say. I would like to. All right, this is probably the future of the NBA. Let's continue playing with these boys and just keep growing, right? Because eventually, once the LeBrons and the Stephs, once they're out, these are the dudes that we're
Yeah.
gonna have to play. I mean, along with like Jason Tatum and Devin Booker, because they're
Jalen
still,
Brown.
yeah, they're still kind of younger. So being that they didn't play, that's still a couple players. Ja, there's still a couple players that we could add to this roster. Now, on the other hand, just like you mentioned, in an episode that we had a couple or last week, and if you guys haven't watched it, make sure you guys tune in. Yes, you know what? Let's get a last hurrah because it's going to be a passing of the torch eventually. Let's get a last hurrah with our dudes, reclaim our dominance in world basketball, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, bring in Steph, bring in LeBron, let's get it. Let's get this gold. Let's bring it back now. I think the issue is, I think the next tournament will have to be the Olympics. It's not technically FIBA. So we could bring the gold in the Olympics. Now, once FIBA comes around, maybe these guys aren't playing. Now we're back to bringing back, the Halliburtons, the Bridges. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, for the next tournament, that whichever one that's next, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's get one last hurrah with y'all. You guys are gonna be passing the torch anyways. And we also because of the Olympics, we're probably gonna have to expect that Doncic is gonna be playing. What's his name?
Joker.
Joker is going to be playing.
Yeah.
Embiid is probably going to be playing.
Correct.
A lot of these dudes are going to... I don't know about Ben, but I know Ben plays for Australia. Ben's probably going to... All these dudes are going to be playing for their teams.
Giannis, don't forget Giannis.
Oh, yeah. Giannis didn't play. He's going to be playing. If the top dudes in the most likely in the Olympics are going to be playing, we better come with...
We better bring
our
it.
full arsenal.
So when it comes to that, I just think that's... We have our Team USA, right? But like this is a learning curve for them. This is because majority of them, like Tyler Burton, Brunson, like they haven't seen what FIBA is. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're just starting to be in their respective roles. Like Brunson having a breakout year with the Knicks, and then Tyler Burton like really being a whole overall point guard.
Yeah.
So as a whole, like yeah, they look good, but they're not tooled, and IQ level not there yet. So I think if, hey, we have all these veterans come in, let's have Tyler Burton, let's have Brunson in our little mini camp for the Team USA. Like, let's have a couple players have a roster spot, or just be able to be there and see what it's like. If we're going to pass the torch, let's do it in all entirety. Let's have a couple guys from this FIBA team see what it's like to have these veterans, what they do on a day and day-night basis as a whole, and how they carry themselves. Because, like, you have LeBron James there, you have Kevin Durant, you have Stephen Curry. When you see them work out and they're going at each other defensively and offensively, like, you're going to be like, all right, this is what it is. And I feel like they need to see that. So if they can transition into that for the Olympics, I think that'll also be really cool.
I do think you're right, though. I think, yeah. This is a learning curve for a lot of those guys, and now because of what happened, a lot of these guys are probably going to be hungry now.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why it was 50-50, because yes, now they're going to be hungry. Now they're probably locked in that now next tournament they want to come in and show out. Right.
Yeah.
But do we take that chance and have these guys come back and potentially, I'm not going to say you guys are, potentially, do not come back with gold? Or are we going to be like, you know what, no, let's bring out the arsenal, our toughest arsenal, and just go out there and pretty much guarantee that we'll bring back gold,
Yeah.
Another thing, too, is I'm going to bring this up as an idea. I'm not saying this is solidified. We might be seeing a thing here that maybe the players aren't in tune with the coaches. Like when we had, Popovich at one point, and then it moved, I think it was Popovich, and then it moved into Mike Krzyzewski.
Duke.
These guys were locked in with these coaches.
Yeah.
They bought into the culture.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this team didn't, but it doesn't seem the same as when Mike or Pop was at the helm for the USA basketball team.
Yeah.
So that could also be a thing, that a lot of these players are probably not bought into what Steve Kerr is bringing to the table.
Yeah. Which is it's crazy to say, because we've seen what Steve Kerr has done to the game. We've seen what Eric Spoelstra, Ty Lue has done to the game. Like, those are top 3 coaches in the NBA.
Probably the top 3.
So for it to be an issue, it's crazy to say. I hope that's not the case. But I think, was that like Steve Kerr like first time? Like, was he in any of these?
No, I think he's been in them as like assistant or whatever, like one of the assistants. Now this is his first time as head though.
Yeah, like I'm trying to see, like, because I don't want to give him a pass or a buyout, but like, it's a new young group, and then now your first year, a lot of things can go wrong, and especially not having the type of players you need to construct to then compete is it also another issue. So I don't know. I don't want to put all the blame on the coaches, because it also does come down to the players. I'm 50-50 on the players having to buy in and play, and the coaches need to go ahead and set the tone.
All right. Yeah. Well, listen. I'm gonna say, like we both said, we're expecting you guys to be hungrier.
Yeah.
Maybe bring out the arsenal or just build with this team. We're expecting gold next time. We were expecting it this time, but we were also expecting to at least come back with some kind of medal.
Yeah.
Coming back home with nothing.
Yeah.
Especially, again, I'm gonna bring this guy's name up. Especially with what Noah Lyles said, and you guys can come at me if you guys want. But Noah Lyles made that comment. A lot of NBA dudes were in the comment section talking about this guy's crazy, this, that, and the third. Now, again, a lot of those NBA dudes didn't play in the tournament.
That's true.
So I'm going to defend them in that sense. But the dudes that were in the tournament probably should have locked in and be like, all right, now we need to show out.
Yeah, now we gotta win.
Because now look.
Yep.
Germany's champs, Serbia's silver, Canada stole bronze from us. We're going home empty-handed.
Yeah.
In the basketball department.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, we are now going to transition to another topic, but a different sport now, which is football, NFL. Hasn't really been a hot topic, I think, but I think it is something, because we mentioned it before.
Yeah.
It's something that we need to speak. I feel like we need to speak about. Because I just truly, as you particularly mentioned this, there's something at play in regards to the running backs that is not pretty cool. But before we get there, I'm going to introduce what has been going on in the sense of NFL contracts. Nick Bosa and Joe Burrow have now been signed or given an extension that has made each of them the highest paid player, in their respective positions. Granted, Joe Burrow, quarterback, Cincinnati, his numbers is wicked.
Yep.
His first 3 years. It's a very important position, so we get that position is going to get most of the money anyways.
Yep.
Nick Bosa, another dog.
Yeah.
along with his brother. Both of you guys got the bag. Because I think his brother also got the bag this offseason. Both of you got the bags. Both of you are dogs. I get it. Besides maybe the quarterback position, though, I truly think the next very important position would have to be the runner back. And the fact that other positions in the starting whatever in the 53-man roster are getting more than the running back position,
Yeah.
it's a little depressing and alarming.
Yeah.
I don't have it up, and I don't really remember. Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, Donald, Micah Parsons. I get it. You guys are dogs. You guys and you guys are making an impact in the game defensively. But if I'm Saquon,
Yeah.
Eckler, Chubb, Derrick Henry, and I got Dalvin Cook, and I got to settle for 10, 12 million when, I'm putting my body on the line.
Yeah. Every play too. It's not like, and they're key. Like all those players are key to their respective teams, and running the ball sets the tone
Yeah.
for everything else for the
Yeah.
quarterback. So for you not to get paid, in a sense, well, I can't believe it. Like what my guy does for the Giants, all in itself, is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you have Eckler, who also runs the ball, pass catching, does it all, sets up that offense. Like,
Even though Eckler's the reason they're here.
I know, which is, it's crazy to say. You got McCaffrey, like, just sets up that offense. Josh Jacobs, like, you can name them.
Dynamic runner backs.
You know what I mean? They set the tone of that offense it eases up the quarterback to have that play action to sit in the pocket. So don't get me wrong, Nick Bosa is who he is and should get paid. But I think the equivalents from a defensive end and a running back are pretty hand in hand. And if he's getting paid that, why shouldn't the running back get paid just as much, or if not more?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And also, another thing to add too, right? Listen, I've played football up to high school. So anything after high school, I haven't touched, I haven't played football. You can talk to me about basketball and baseball. That's where I really shine and stuff like that. But football, my skills don't really go that far, right? So I understand that I am some dude behind the camera speaking about a sport that I probably don't have, a resume in. But I get that there is a fear factor with running backs because of how highly how highly possible they can get injured.
Yeah, the risk factor is high.
Correct. But dudes like Joey and Nick and Donald, right? Again, I'm just very, very level one. You guys really only have one job. Now, that one job, maybe you have branches that you got to do here, spy, protect, blitz, whatever. But as a running back, I'm basically a receiver. I'm basically a blocker.
Yep.
I'm also a running back.
Yep.
And I have to go up against the Nick Bosas and the Donalds. Why am I getting, again, I understand the risk factor, but if I could be a pivotal piece to the offense, why am I getting paid 10 mil when such and such is getting 18? Yeah. And I just think I'm going to sound like a broken record. Trust me, I understand the risk factor, but let's take that out of the scenario and really break down the benefits of a high-level runner back, and obviously the deficiencies, and against the benefits and deficiencies of a high-level defensive player. Yeah.
I think what can like settle that debate is because at the age of 28, you're kind of like done as a running back. Mm-hmm. You got between when you get out of college and 28, so you got about 7 good years.
Right.
And the thing is, what happens is that the rookie contract is like 4 or 5 years. So if the rookie contract is 4 or 5 years, you got 2 years to get a good contract. And guess what? Who wants to pay you at 26, 27 to get a max contract? It's not going to happen. So what needs to happen is they got to go ahead. Hey, the running backs, your rookie contract is 1 year, 2 year max, so they can go ahead and get that max contract for 4 or 5 years. And then guess what? You can kiss them goodbye. Hey, you did 5 years of great work. You got paid. Now you can leave us alone and retire. I think that's easy, simple. Hey, you get 5 years where you get paid. You're 28. Hey, you got paid. Take less money towards the end of your career and keep playing if you want to. But don't give me a rookie contract for 4 years and then I only have 3 years to work with where I want to get paid long term. It's not going to happen. That's the same reason why Barkley hasn't got paid.
Right.
They don't want to have him long term and pay him that amount of money. So what do? Make the rookie contract smaller, pay them out, and then you on the back end, if they want to continue playing, then you give them less.
That is a phenomenal point. I didn't think about that, and now that you do bring that up, first of all, the NFL, you guys are disgusting because I completely forgot that rookie contracts are X amount of years. So you're absolutely right. Runner backs, their career is way shorter because of all the hits. So now you have them pretty much constricted of getting any type of money because they have to wait out the rookie contract. So first of all, that setup that needs to go. You're absolutely right. We need to shorten that. And again, I'm bringing up this guy. A very good example is Eckler.
Yeah.
Wow. What was the guy that they paid? I forgot. Before Eckler.
Chubbs?
No. Eckler is on the Chargers. Yeah. It was oh my gosh, I forgot his name. But the running back that they paid, right? Gave him good money, and he also did the whole holdout. He wants his extension. They ended up giving the extension. Now, he did have a down year, so obviously that plays a role in this. And then they ended up trading him or whatever the case may be. Here comes Eckler blowing up, which defends the NFL or defends a lot of these teams because it's like, oh, well, you're replaceable. I paid you all this money. You didn't do nothing. Now I went and got this rookie, and look at him. He's performing well. And I get it. You know, you're absolutely right in that case. But now you don't know if next year or the year after Eckler has a down year.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I think I do like that. Let's lessen the amount of years of the rookie contract. Give these at least for the running back position.
Yeah.
You know, because now we're pretty much holding them hostage.
Yeah, you're putting them in turmoil, and especially like as a college player. And you're a running back at the college level, like you're nervous because you're like, hey, my goal is to get there and be financially stable and play the game I love, and I'm gonna get shortened out and have the short end of the stick because other guys are getting paid, and because it's a higher risk of injury, I can't get paid.
Yeah.
Because it's a high level risk, I should get paid more. I'm putting my life on the line for your team.
Yeah, let's shorten that. I'm with you. Let's shorten that to 1 to 2 years. You know, if they show out and there's contracts up, now we can have the argument. Now we can have the discussion of, well, listen, you did show out. Let's give you an extension. Boom, this is what we think you deserve, or whatever the case may be. Instead of holding them hostage 4 or 5 years, and by that time, now you have all the excuse in the world not to play this running back. Yeah. You've been injured. You're old. You know, these are your numbers. You know, so yeah, I'm with you, bro. Let's lower these years. Yeah. Let's stop being disgusting in regards to the running backs, because you guys are holding them hostage, and now they have no chance of making any good money, especially if they're dudes like Saquon and CMC and Nick Chubb and stuff like that. Like, let's give these guys the opportunity. They're high caliber players. Yeah. Let's give them the opportunity of making money. We're doing it with the quarterbacks. Again, they probably don't get injured as much, but now that we're going to see it. Now that the NFL is transitioning to these running / mobile quarterbacks, what are they going to say then? Yeah. Are you guys going to still pay them high value dollars because they're quarterbacks? But if they keep getting injured because they're mobile quarterbacks, then what?
Yeah. What position are they now going to?
Yeah,
be?
are you gonna pay safeties now $256 million?
Or they're not going to get guaranteed money?
Yeah. Well, that's another
Joe
thing.
Burrow got $200 in guaranteed
$219 million guaranteed.
That's gross.
$250,000, bro. Almost $250,000. $250,000. Yeah. Sorry, $250,000.
That's gross, bro.
I'm with you, bro. It's a good point. Amazing point. Let's lessen the years for these running backs and give them a chance to show out and make some money, man.
Yeah, because when they do get the opportunity, like, hey, all right, fine, like, well, you sat out a year, we'll give you that extension. Well, guess what? They sat out a year. Now they're a year rusty and a year older. So now it's like, hey, we gone ahead and gave you the money, and this is why we don't, because now you got a downfall. So let's substitute that. Let's cut that out.
Yeah.
Let's run it back early, get it going early, and then get paid.
All right. So we are going to conclude this episode with a little breakdown of tonight's Thursday night football game.
Yeah.
Tonight's game is Eagles versus the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Prime. Oh, true. Technically,
Prime.
this is a primetime game. Everybody knows the whole stigma with primetime games and Kirk Cousins against the Eagles. The Eagles are, well, I think, both teams have a short week this week, so that's a factor. What do you think? Who do you think is the winners? What do you think is going to happen?
I think the Eagles, you can pick them -9.5, baby.
Oh, okay. We're even giving a spread.
Yeah, I'm giving a spread. I mean, I don't know if you saw. I think it was like week 4, primetime game again. It was Vikings. They were on a roll. Eagles on a roll, and I'm thinking like I'm not a Vikings fan, but I'm like, man, kill their streak. Like, let's go. I'm like, man, forget all that primetime nonsense. Like, he doesn't choke. Oh man, they lost bad.
Yeah.
The Eagles went out there and put on 24 on them.
And on top of that, the Eagles last year were just on a roll until they got to, obviously, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I'm with you. I'm not too much on the spread. I'm going Eagles again. I think they're going to start the season. Well, I think they're going to win this game. Let me not get into that. I think they're going to win this game. I do feel it is going to be a lot, though. I know you said minus.
-9.
Oh, okay. So technically, I would agree with the spread. Hopefully, on these two teams, we don't have one person sabotaging literally the outcome of the whole game.
Oh,
a la Tony. That was disgusting, brother.
Yo, the Giants won that game, bro. I'm just saying.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Pat Mahomes probably wants a whole new wide receiver. I'm just saying.
Why with an S?
Yeah. For sure. But I do think the Eagles are going to come out victorious in this game as well. My prediction, Jalen Hurts 2 rushing touchdowns.
Jalen Hurts 2. Okay. I have my guy Kirk throwing an interception.
Okay. All right.
And I think Jay Jetta still has a good game.
Okay. Regardless of the short week.
But regardless of the short week, I still think he has a good game. I just don't think they have enough, the Vikings, and I don't really believe in Madison like that. We're gonna see.
Yeah. Oh shoot, I forgot. Yeah. Completely.
He's gonna be a workhorse supposedly for that team, as the true RB1 running back. So it'll be fun to see how he is.
Well, regardless, good luck to both teams tonight. We obviously are going to be watching it. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think. What's your predictions? If we're wrong or stuff like that. On top of that, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys like the video. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We will greatly appreciate it, and it will allow us to continue giving you guys great content. And hit that notification bell so you never miss a hit. Until next time, we love you guys.
Peace.